In Glaciator 2.0, Marinette is practicing how to confess her love to Adrian with Cat Noir. Now, this doesn't go well the first 5-10 times, but in the end of the episode, she does it one more time and it works.
Le jour de notre rencontre, je t'ai mal jugé. Je t'ai trouvé prétentieux et superficiel. Et j'ai appris à te connaître. J'ai vu qui tu étais vraiment, au fond de toi. Quelqu'un de doux, de sincère et de généreux.
Now, obviously, all of this fits Adrian completely because she's talking about him. But did you notice that it also fits Cat Noir? Since the day they first met and throughout all of season 1, she thought he was just playing around and he wasn't serious about his feelings for her. She didn't completely see him in that new light until Glaciator in season 2. And maybe then she saw how truly generous and kind he is. And from that episode forward, she got to know him even more and love qualities about him even more.
Et depuis, j'essaie de te dire quelque chose. Sauf qu'à chaque fois que j'essaie, c'est comme si mon cerveau disjonctait. Mais cette fois, je crois que je suis prête. Je t'aime.
Here she's obviously talking about how she always attempts to tell Adrian how she feels, but is never able to do so. Because, again, she's talking about Adrian, obviously. But my point is, maybe, just maybe, she's also thinking about Cat Noir while saying that. Maybe she also means it, even if she is not aware of it. Because the way she says it, how she looks at Cat Noir while saying it, it's different than the other times she was trying to do it. In those other times, she would act in love, and if she looked at Cat Noir, it won't be really a look that, she feels something in. But here it's different. And that is after all that happened with Cat Noir that day. After she went to the movies with him, had fun with him, and saw how he tried so hard not to declare his feelings for her just because he doesn't want to make her upset. And what I think is a proof of that is the fact that, unlike the other confessions in that episode, when she started that one, she did not say who she was talking to. In all the other confessions, she said, "Dear Buttercup," or something like that. But she mentioned Buttercup here, she did not. So why is that the only confession where she doesn't mention that name? Because she's using it for Adrian, so she should mention it. But she doesn't. That is a little bit suspicious, and I think the reason is it might be about Cat Noir. After all, listen to the music in the background. The atmosphere, how she's looking at him, how he's looking at her. There is this connection between her and Cat Noir. And yeah, maybe it is meant to show that she meant a lot of that confession to Cat Noir. Again, I'm not saying that Marinette is aware of that.
Parfait, j'étais inquiète, parce que c'est une technique risquée. En t'entraînant avec un garçon, tu peux tomber amoureuse de lui.
Okay, so this scene is obviously just a big joke about how Kagami gave Marinette love advice based on a manga she was reading. But really, the episode could have ended without this scene. It could have been just like, oh wow, it's worked, just be happy about it, whatever. The only thing it added is that Marinette told Kagami to spend more time with her and the girls, which could have been added in a completely different way. Or they could have put that joke about going on an island to get eaten by carnivore zombie plants without mentioning falling in love with the guy you're practicing on. But they did, and it might mean something. And you know what I mean that it means. Can you also just mention the fact that right after that confession, she literally said that the girl who falls in love with him is gonna be very lucky. Like, Marinette, you could be that girl. And she even looked at him with sweet eyes while saying it, like, Marinette, you're not fooling anyone here but yourself. Now, this is only theory and you can agree with it or not and it might be wrong, but there's a slight chance it might be right, and because I love Lady Noir, I'll go with that chance. After all, isn't Miraculous amazing with foreshadowing and putting hints? So who knows, maybe that's one of the hints. That's it and see ya!